Okay, so today we are going to be doing a side-by-side comparison of the Micropog versus the Earthquaker Devices Organizer. If you are looking to get to replace your Micropog, there's a couple things that you should note about the organizer. The organizer is not the Micropog. It definitely sounds more organy and has some type of tint to it. The Electro-Harmonix Micropog can sound kind of metallic, which is one of the reasons why I kind of wanted to get rid of my Micropog and get an organizer. But I'm finding that they both are completely different and good in their own respect. A couple pros and cons is that the organizer sounds a lot warmer than the Micropog. The Micropog can sound a little metallic and kind of cold. The organizer, the con for this is that the noise floor is just, it's a lot more than the Micropog. So listen, here is just a little bit of octaves, and I'm not going to even like, the adjustment, the setting is kind of similar for the Micropog to get a similar sound as a Micropog and the organizer. But I'm not going to play anything, just to hear the noise floor. So as you can hear, there's a big pop and a hiss. No noise whatsoever with the Micropog. However, when you play the Micropog, so you got... You can get a very similar sound. But if you listen, if I play one note... Okay, no, actually, hold on, I was vibratoing on the organizer. The Micropog is just really just a straight signal. It's not really any type of added features to it. Another thing that I noticed is that the Micropog tracks just a tad bit better than the organizer. Take for instance, here is just the straight major scale, A major scale. This with the Micropog. There's a slight delay with the organizer. Again, this is with a pretty similar sound. And again, just to reiterate, it's not a bad pedal, it's just something that's completely different. I'm going to personally be using the organizer because I really like the warmth of this pedal even despite the noise floor. One thing to note as well is that the direct signal going to the organizer is louder. Like there's actually a boost you can use for this. So when I'm playing, it got significantly louder. And let's just say I turn down the octaves completely. The tone knob doesn't really matter once the octaves are down. They only affect the octaves. Okay, so you got not even that much of a difference, but let's take it a step further. We're going to dime the organizer. So let's listen to this now. Here's the original signal. Here's the organizer on with the direct dime. Very big difference. Very big difference. Now, I mean, that can be kind of cool. But just be aware of that you cannot treat the organizer like a Micropog. I know I keep saying it, but it's really important. One of the things, and this is just something to deal with the direct, a little bit of the tone, and the octave up, octave down. I did like a lot of the tone knob feature here because what I end up doing is when I'm doing swells is that I'll actually, and I don't have a delay pedal set up, so I can put on this real quick. Let's see here. Okay. I'll actually turn my tone knob completely down on my guitar to get more of like a patty sound instead of like this really heavy metallic octave sound with the Pog, but you can actually do that with the organizer on the actual tone knob here, which is pretty darn rad. Okay, so let's try it with the Micropog. That was with the tone knob completely rolled up, well, mostly rolled up. But if you notice, the Micropog is a lot brighter, and also I feel like it's not as warm as the organizer. That's one of the main reasons why I'm going to keep the organizer. Overall, I think the organizer is a great pedal. I think that the Micropog tracks a little bit better, but the organizer is a lot warmer than the Micropog. I think that the organizer has way more features, and It's just, you have to take these things as two separate pedals. For what I use, I'm probably going to be just using the organizer. But do know this as well. The octave up, octave down knobs, you cannot use the same way that you do the octave up, octave down with the micropog. Take, for instance, sub-octave. I'm up here, right? Well, the sub-octave goes about here to match what the micropog is doing. So here's where I am right here with what it would sound like for this. That's just the kind of first things I noticed. So, hope this helps with anybody that has questions. I was using a Tim for kind of a little bit of a boost on this, and I was using the Trinity, which is a PGS exclusive for the Hall of Fame, which, by the way, that's a whole nother pedal, but great pedal. I was using also for this, the tone print, I was using Big Room with a View, and which is great, you should check it out. Alright, and also for the amp, I was using a Valtech, right here, Hayseed 30, jumping the channels, using top channel. It's just a 63 AC30 circuit. Alright. Alright, just going to mess around. I have the lag completely off. The tone I actually have down right at the current moment on the organizer. Direct signal I have boosted up a little bit as it adds in a little bit more warmth and guts to the pedal once you start using the octave up. It kind of tends to weaken out when you start adding in the octaves for some reason. And just kind of hearing that you can use these pedals the same. You just have to kind of tweak the knobs out a little differently. Now, again, there's a lot more sweep, so I think that each one of these things has a huge difference. Like take, for instance, as well, when you start adding in more of the octave down, you're going to hear a lot more warble. It's like that thing. Okay. Again, also. Versus if I did sub-octave all the way up here, and a little bit up with the octave. Okay? It's kind of almost like right on top of the note. Which is like, forgive my sloppiness, but it's, this is, I mean, there's just a little bit of lag. Once you start bringing up, I don't know if that's because of the actual fluctuation of the note for that Leslie sound or whatever this is with the organizer. If that's what's causing the lag or not, and that's an intentional thing, or if that's just a design of it. But, and again, either way, I really like this pedal, no matter what. Alright, so, here we go. Just kind of tweaking them on and off. You got just the sub-octave. Let's bring this up a little bit more again. Let's bring the tone up. Bring the tone up a little bit more. Also, just to let you know, I have the dry signal completely all the way up. Sub-octave right now is about maybe at 12:30 or 1 o'clock. Same thing with the octave. I'm sorry, the sub-octave was at the 1 o'clock. Octave up is the same thing, and I have literally the octave up, octave down at like maybe 10 o'clock-ish on the organizer. So, for the same kind of sound.